Right now, in Maharashtra, something huge is happening. A massive update to India's entire democratic process is underway. It's called the Special Intensive Revision 2026. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what that means and why it is so crucial for every single voter. So, let's just start with the big question, the one that affects every single one of us. Is your vote, the very foundation of your voice in our democracy, is it truly secure? Is it accurately registered? Now get this, it has been over 20 years, 20, since India's voter lists got the kind of deep house-to-house verification we're talking about today. The last time a cleanup this thorough happened was way back between 2002 and 2004. A lot has changed then, right? And that 20-year gap, well, that's exactly why this massive exercise, the Special Intensive Revision 2026, is happening right now. You have to understand, this isn't just some routine update. It's a critical, system-wide refresh for our democracy. The Election Commission of India kicked off this nationwide drive with one crystal-clear mission: to purify the electoral roll. The goal here is a completely error-free voter list, which, let's be honest, is the absolute bedrock of any fair election. And in Maharashtra, that groundwork is now in full swing. Okay, so let's dive in. What exactly is this Special Intensive Revision, or SIR as they're calling it? What's the deal?
Think of it this way. This isn't just a software update. It's more like a complete hardware check. Unlike the routine annual updates we might be used to, SIR is a deep clean of the entire voter database. It's basically a census for voters to physically verify every single entry.
And this is where you can really see the difference. Usually, we have the annual summary revision. It's pretty routine. It's reactive, meaning it relies on you to apply for any changes. But this special intensive revision, it's a totally different ballgame. It's proactive. Officials are literally coming to your door. The scale and the sheer thoroughness are just on another level. So this whole process has four main goals. Yeah, of course, it's about adding new voters, like young people who are just turning 18. But it's just as much about cleaning up the list, removing the names of people who've passed away or moved, or maybe are even registered twice. It's also about setting a solid baseline, mapping current voters back to those 2002 rolls to help weed out any funky or fraudulent entries. And this chart just brilliantly shows why a state like Maharashtra is such a key focus. I mean, with its insane urbanization, just think of Mumbai and Pune, and incredibly high levels of people moving within the state, voter lists can get outdated really fast. People move, addresses change, the data just has to catch up.
And to take on a challenge this monumental, the state has basically mobilized an army. We're talking over 100,000 booth-level officers, or BLOs, who are mostly teachers and local government staff. They're on the ground right now making all this happen.
So how is this massive operation actually being done? Well, it's not chaos. It's a very methodical process, and it's all broken down into 5 clear, distinct stages. Here it is, the whole roadmap. It kicks off with data cleaning behind the scenes, then moves to those door-to-door visits we talked about. After that, they publish a draft list, which opens up a window for you to make corrections. And finally comes the publication of the final squeaky clean roll. Now for you, the most visible, the most important part of this whole mission is stage 2, the house-to-house enumeration phase. This is when a BLO will physically come and visit you at your home. So what actually happens during this visit? Well, they'll verify your details using a pre-printed form. You can also fill this out online, by the way. But listen up, because this next part is vital. The BLO will not collect any of your physical documents at your door. No Aadhaar card, that's your national biometric ID, no voter ID card, nothing. You just fill out the form they give you and hand it right back. Simple as that. Okay, so after all those visits are done, a draft roll gets published. And this is where your active participation becomes absolutely critical. This is your chance to check their work and make sure every single one of your details is 100% correct. And if you do spot an issue, don't worry, the process is really straightforward. This table breaks it all down. Need to add a new name to the list? That's Form 6. Need to object to an entry you think is wrong? That's Form 7. And if you just need to correct your address or fix a spelling mistake, you'll want Form 8. So, all of this leads to the most important part. What is your role in all this? What do you personally need to do? All right, here is your simple 4-step action plan to make sure your democratic rights are totally protected. 1. Be ready for the BLO with your details.
2, fill out the form carefully. 3, when the draft list comes out, please check it. And 4, report any issues, any discrepancies right away.
Look, if there is just one thing you take away from this whole explainer, let it be this. You have to be proactive. Do not, and I repeat, do not assume your name is safe on the list, even if you just voted in the last election. The success of this entire national exercise really depends on millions of citizens, just like you, taking an active part.
You know, this is so much more than just an administrative task. By weeding out all the errors and making sure every single genuine citizen is represented accurately, this revision strengthens the very foundation of our democracy for years to come. So the final question is pretty simple. The system is getting a major update. Will you be in it?